Trundle toys. They're absolutely fabulous fun, and all you need is a paper tube as the sort of stick or handle, and then these parts here, some wheels, and there are various types available. These are foam wheels, but you can use wooden ones or card wheels. I've got a little axle, the wheels attached to the tube, and I've got these little clips that go on the end, and they stop the wheels from falling off. And then out of card, best to use sort of cereal box card because it's nice and strong. We need some little squares, and they're going to be used to create little sort of stoppers to help with keeping the wheels on. So the stoppers push against them and stop the wheels coming off the end of the axles. So we're going to make a few of those. The wooden axle, paper to make a tube, and we're going to use a little paper punch and a pencil sharpener to help us with the axle, and a pair of scissors to cut out the card's end stops. So let's get started. First of all, we need to make the paper roll tube. And paper roll tubes can be made all sorts of different sizes. So the blue piece of paper is an A4 sheet of paper. Now it could be old recycled paper you use and then paint this later on, but that's just to show you an A4 sheet of paper. Now if you go up the next size, the next common paper size up is A3. The advantage of using A3 paper, this is just recycled from an old jotter pad, an A3 piece of paper, is that when we use the roller to roll the tube, we get more rolls in the tube, so the tube ends up stronger. So the idea is you roll the tube round like this. So we'll place the tube near the edge, and then we can check, is the edge parallel with the rod, so in line with the rod. So you need to look down on it to see that. Let's just check. I think I've got that just about right. Then we'll curl up the paper and we will try and roll it. Now you always feel that your fingers aren't quite long enough. I know my hands are quite big, look, and you can reach right to the end. But with small children doing this, it's more difficult. So what you might want to do is let 2 children at a time slowly roll the tube. The hard part being that you've got to tuck under this edge, and you need it tucked under nice and tightly. So I would practice making a few of these tubes. Don't throw them away because you can use them in structures later. So here we are. Curl the tube round. That crunching noise is when the paper tucks underneath and you know you've done it properly. And then roll the tube. Don't let go. As soon as you let go, of course, it's going to unroll. So keep it tight with one hand, and then we need lots of bits of sticky tape. If you put one in the middle first, look, here's a good tip. Squeeze the tape, press the tape, rub the tape on, and then pull it tight. It's your last chance to pull the tube tight and keep it nice and tight and strong. So that one piece is keeping it on. So let's just add some more pieces. Now I've got tape on a dispenser. You might want to cut lots of pieces of tape and put them along the edge of a bench where it's easy for the children to take a piece and then stick it on. So rub the tape round like that. Next one on, rub it round like that, and this gets it nice and tight. Last one, there you go, rub it round like that. Now this is a really long tube. You can make them even longer if you want, and if you have different colours of paper you could do that. If you're still not happy about how squashy that is, there's no harm in taking yet another piece of paper and wrapping it up in that. So if we attempt to put that back on there, yeah, we're going to make it, yeah, I'll put that back on. We could overwrap that now and make it even stronger. There you go. You get the idea. Let's go ahead with this one here. Make it easier for you to see, look. There's a blue one instead. So with that blue one there now, we need to go to the wheels and the axle, the clips, and then to make a couple of these little card sort of end stops. So a stiff card from a cereal box, try and cut out a little square, take the hole punch in the middle, and you're going to need 2 of those. You can do 4 as well, you can do more, and then they can help it be even more secure, but that's fine. And the basic idea is this, look, that's going to go on like that, the little square is going to go on like that, the little clip is going to go on like that. You might say, well, why do you need that square? Well, it's going to, because the holes in the wheels are quite large, the children tend to sort of want to pull these off all the time, or they'll roll off. So the card acts as an extra stopper with the little yellow clip to stop the wheels repeatedly coming off. Now if we put that other wheel on that end and a clip, we've got a bit of a problem as to how to now fit it on the end of the tube. I'll push that one on nice and firmly, look, there it goes, push it down. If you warm the clips up just by keeping them in your hand for a bit, then you find that they soften a little bit and then they'll go on. So quite often the children will say, put them in the palm of your hand and then put your hand over the top, and that warms the clips up, and then they become a bit more squashy and then they fit on the ends of the tubes easily. Well, really, look, the large tube's got to fit in the middle. So we need a hole punch in that, and I need to take that to pieces again, which is, you know, it's simple to do. Hole in there, fit it in the middle, put the clips back. So if I gently squash the tube without damaging it, there we go. I'm trying to put it in the wrong end, look, that's going to go in there, so I'll turn it upside down like that. There it goes. Unclip. Take that one off, just take one wheel off, pop that one on, twist it into the hole, line it up with the next hole, there it goes. Wheel back on, next little piece of card, next clip. Once the clips have been on and off a few times, you know, they're easier to put on, but they do stay on once they're on. So there we go. There we are. Let's just check our wheels move. Yeah, everything's fine there. Let's move that one. Yeah. So this is the basic idea. This is the basis of the toys. The children would hold the handle and then gradually move it along and the wheels turn. Well, where do you go from there? Well, it's fun to create all sorts of little characters or objects that move. And one thing you can do is, if you've got some cutouts and the children can colour them in, we could simply fit that on. Now you can use glue stick, careful not to squash the tube. You might want to put the glue on the back and then gently press it on. I tend to use tape for a very quick solution to that problem. So if you do that double the tape over thing, and put a couple of bits of tape on there. Even young children can do this, you know, it all takes practice, I know, but they can do it after a while, and it's only tape, so if you waste a few bits, that's not too bad. On goes the penguin, not too firmly, but just enough to squash it on. And there's our little penguin. Now, wouldn't it be great if the penguin had little flippers? Well, we can do that, because here's a one where I've deliberately used scissors and I've carefully nibbled a little cut in. I'll just try, there it is there. I nibbled a little cut bit by bit. Now you might want to do these beforehand. The children can do it, but the danger is nibbling too far into the middle of the wheel, and then of course the wheel would fall apart. And then of course you want one opposite, so that's one on one side. This is the opposite one, and just nibble, nibble, nibble. The cut's already in this wheel, but you just nibble a little bit at a time. And then take some little strips of card, and I've shaped these ones. You can put a little bit of white PVA glue on these and then fit them in, let them dry. Next one, find the groove, fit it in, a little bit of white PVA on, and then one goes one way, one goes the other. So as it goes along, it looks like the little creature is walking. So if you were to put one foot on this one and one foot on the other one, it would look like it was padding its way along as it was walking. Well, that's only one little shape you could do, but I've seen people do all sorts of shapes. If we were to turn it sideways and now you see the wheels so that it looks like a vehicle, you could put a car there. So the car could be like a wraparound where it's the same both sides and it looks like a car as you push it along. The possibilities are endless. It's loads of fun, and of course it's a moving toy as well. There are all sorts of extensions to this, and I'll try and create a few videos which help with further ideas on the subject. So have fun with that, the Trundle toy.